Welcome to another vlog about the seaman life. If you are here for the first time, I am an electrical officer working at sea on all types of vessels, bulkers, tankers, container ships, and so on. If you have been here before, welcome back. In today's episode, I will tell you about one of my voyages that I had with my previous vessel, which was a chemical tanker, last year. So, let's go! After a few days of anchorage in the west coast of the United States of America, we went inside on a river in Stockton to discharge the cargo, and then the company decided that our next loading port will be all the way in China, so we had to cross the Pacific in ballast condition on winter time. And before doing that, of course, we had to take provision for our long voyage, and also we did some crew change. The ship that I am showing you in this footage has 37,000 dead weight. For those who have never been at sea during winter time, I can tell you this was an absolute horror. We had times when we were going with 1 knot. That was our speed. We have passed in 3 storms. We had 3 storms and the captain could not avoid them, and it was absolutely horror. The voyage was planned for 16 days, and it took us 25 days to arrive all the way to China in Qingdao, and it was a difficult time. Of course, as you can see, the ship is rolling. This was about 15 degrees, 20 degrees sometimes, and it's very difficult to eat or to sleep, never mind going to the toilet or working. And after loading the cargo in Qingdao, we had to go all the way to Singapore to discharge it. Before loading the cargo, we had to stay in anchorage almost 1 month, and due to the fact that there were still COVID rules in place in 2022 in China, and also they were asking their national ships to go in the port first before any foreign ship. So of course we had a lot of delays, and that meant we ran out of food. But because of the COVID restriction, we could not order too much provisions in China, only a little bit, some canned food and some sardines, and that's about it. We had a very rough voyage, never mind the weather. Besides the bad weather, sometimes seafarers have to go through hunger as well. And we had some people on board that already finished the contract, so you can imagine they were eager to sign off. But because of the strict restrictions, COVID restrictions that they had in China in 2022, we could not sign them off. So they had to stay on board for another month until we reach Singapore. And this is a very bad situation for anyone. You have to keep in mind that seafarers go through very lengthy periods of time away from their family, their friends, and the last couple of years, because of the COVID restrictions, we could not even have shore leave to go outside, have a cold beer and have a laugh with our colleagues to relax a little bit. So the seafarers who already finished the contract in China, they said they will not stay until Singapore 1 month more, so the captain had to divert the ship to South Korea to sign them off. And also we had to take some bunkering from South Korea, some MGO, and also some fuel oil, so just a little bit of delays. I don't know exactly what happened, I can only speculate, but maybe it was the lack of experience of the captain, because he was the first time captain on board this ship, or maybe he was too cheap to spend the company's money. but the provision that he took from the Stockton port from USA were not enough for the whole voyage. Besides the fact that the voyage was calculated for 16 days, it took us 25 days. We had another month of anchorage, so more delays in China. And like I said before, they were still having COVID restrictions in China, and they refused to send a barge with provision. So this was happening in December, when everybody back home was celebrating and they were having a good time all over the world. We were thinking if we have enough food to survive until we will get alongside in the port of Qingdao in China, or if we have enough fuel to keep the lights on, never mind starting the main engine. If we at least have diesel oil to keep the lights on. So it was a very difficult time for us. No food, no fuel, no shore leave, no enjoyment. And if you are coming on board for the first time, please keep this in mind. You have to take in consideration every scenario. Maybe you have an opportunity to speak with people who have been on board before, and trust me when I tell you, life is difficult on board. It is not always like you see in the movies or in the vlogs. Of course, it's not all bad and grim like I make it sound, especially after we departure from China to Singapore. The weather became sunny again, and I had the opportunity to make a few recordings around the ship with this amazing weather, hoping that when I will be old maybe my memory will not be so well, and I will take a look at these movies, these recordings that I made during my youth, and I will remember what a wonderful time I had. Even though it was a difficult life, this is an amazing life to have. This is like a movie, like a Hollywood movie in real life. The seaman life is amazing with all its experiences, and you will live it at the fullest if you embrace it. Do not fight it. All the bad things that you experience and all the good things that you experience while you are at sea will make your life story, and this is an amazing story that not many people get to enjoy. I hope I'm not making you hate the seaman life. If this is your dream, you should pursue it. When you are in the open sea, you get to see with your own eyes the most amazing views that you will ever see anywhere in this world. In the middle of the ocean, we do not have any pollution, we do not have smog, tall buildings, or anything like that. So you get to see the most amazing sunrises and sunsets, blue skies, deep sea, and everything in between. And I am very happy that I managed to purchase this GoPro camera, and now I have the opportunity to show my family and friends the amazing views that I have been seeing for the last 15 years being at sea. No matter how difficult was my day, if I had a lot of work, or I am sad because I cannot sign off, or I cannot go ashore, I always make it a habit after I finish my job at 1800, 1900, depending. I make it a habit on going to the bridge of the ship and admiring the nature. This is free. I get to see the most amazing sunsets, the most amazing blue skies, and the ocean is absolutely mesmerizing. I have never seen such clear and blue water anywhere except in the middle of the Pacific or the Atlantic. And this is what you get to enjoy when you are at sea. And you should get out of your head. If you are depressed, you are sad, try to enjoy the view. This is my advice to you if you are coming on board, because all these difficult times will pass and you will be home again. Back to reality. Let's continue the voyage. So finally in January, after a month of anchorage, we got alongside in China. As I said, they still had COVID restrictions in 2022, so you can see them spraying some stuff over there. I don't know what they are doing exactly, but whatever. We received our provision. Finally, we were happy. They did not give us too many provisions, but at least we had enough for the next 10 days until we will arrive in Singapore, where we will take a lot more provisions. So we had to make bunkering again for fuel oil and MGO, and of course we loaded the cargo that we had to discharge in Singapore. Our cargo was kerosene, the fuel that jet planes are using. This is our voyage from Qingdao all the way to Singapore. This is a chemical tanker, like I said at the beginning of the video, and the cargo is very dangerous, very flammable. On chemical tankers you are not allowed with open flame on the deck, on the main deck, and the cargo is so flammable you are not even allowed with a cell phone on main deck. So be very careful in case you will be joining anytime soon on a chemical tanker. All the cargo operation is done in the CCR, cargo control room. This type of vessel has the cargo pumps Framo type, so this will be another of my responsibilities as an electrical officer. Luckily there were not many issues with these pumps. Of course the second engineer will assist me if I have any troubleshooting regarding the Framo pumps. The chief officer is in charge of the cargo operation, and of course he will be assisted by the third officer and the second officer. And if you have any deck cadet on board, he will be requested to assist, just to take notes and see what is going on and what to do, what is the implication that he has to have regarding the cargo operation, because one day he will be promoted as an officer and he has to know exactly what to do when the chief officer has to go to rest. So after enduring all the stuff that I told you earlier, finally we arrived in sunny Singapore in South Asia. This is a great place and a cheap place to take provision for the ship, to take bunkering, and this is the logistic in this place are very well done, and the provision are coming on time. There are no issues with the bunkering, it is good quality, and the chief engineer does not have to hustle with the captain from the bunkering barge. They are correct, they are giving you good quality fuel at a good price, and all the ships are using Singapore as a hub for crew change, for provision, for bunkering. Like I said, because the logistics are very well done and they are very professional with everything. We were lucky enough that the captain was in a good mood, and he spoke with the ship's agent before coming on board to bring some SIM cards for the crew. So for the next 36 hours while we were anchored in Singapore, we had the opportunity to use some 4G internet to speak with our family and friends, and just to see the news around the world, to see what is happening, because the internet on board was very low quality. You could not use it for anything. So we were eager to find out news from back home. When you are so far away from home, any small thing is good news for you, and you are eager to find out anything that is happening back home. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy my vlog. It helps me see exactly what I have to do for your enjoyment, just to give you a little bit of the seaman life, a taste, so to speak. One more thing that I have to tell you: when you are on board, you have to be social. Keep in mind that most of the crew are mixed. You will have on board Europeans, Asians, all types of people, religion, culture. Different people, but you have to get along. You have to work as a team, no matter the religion, no matter the skin color. You have to get along with everybody on board, because if the team is not working well together, there will be very big trouble for the ship in case of an emergency. If you have to solve some difficult problem, the team has to work very well together. Nobody is saying that you have to be best friends with everybody on board, but at least you have to be social and get along. And you never know, when you will make a new friend, you find out about new cultures, and this is good for your soul. And of course, you have to do a little bit of gym. It's free when you are on board, so why pay a subscription when you can do it for free? I know that back home you have to go to a gym, but on board it's free. And that is what we had to endure during our 3-month voyage from Stockton all the way to Singapore. I hope you have enjoyed the vlog. I hope to see you next time on my channel for the next episode of my seaman life. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.